We're now going to the subway level because this game loves to use boring set designs.
Well,
It's grounded in reality until at least we get to Dimension X.
So let me guess. There's the city streets level. There's going to be a subway level, a sewer level.
Two sewer levels.
Oh boy.
To be fair, the comic, when it was set in the city, didn't really do any interesting things with the settings. It was mostly sewers and buildings, as you would expect. To be unfair,
it's
the
almost like
comic
it's New
also
York.
went into space a lot. So it got creative with its settings. It just took itself out of the city when it wanted to be creative with its settings. Like, there was time travel.
The fact of the matter is,
space triceratops.
the fact of the matter is that's where the Turtles are grounded in their own universe, which is why most of the time in video games you have them do outlandish things to get variety in set locations. Because otherwise, yes, every level will be a subway station or a sewer.
Well, to be fair though, like again, Turtles in Time, like part of what made that game interesting is that the levels that were in the city were interesting. Like the sewer level wasn't just like going through a straight hallway. That was the sewer surfing level, which was fun. And there was also the first level was also pretty unique too. Like that was part of a construction site, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's not just your boring traditional New York street either. So they did do interesting things with the New York setting. And I mean,
It's interesting that Turtles in Time comes up stronger in the environmental department though, because that is your basic side-scrolling beat 'em up, and those things typically don't have interesting levels.
well, I mean, in terms of gameplay, the rare exception, mind you, was all just walk to the right, but they all looked different, which
You know, it gave it personality.
that's really all you can ask for a game of the Streets of Rage Final Fight kind of variety. Like that was another strong point of the Simpsons arcade game as well, which is also very fun.
You know, that's
Ninja,
not
baseball, Batman, anyone?
That's not strictly true. Some beat-em-ups did interesting things with their levels, either by giving you different level layouts or actually implementing some degree of platforming and exploration into the levels.
I'm talking
was
strictly about the beat-up enemies, or right?
Yeah,
arrow
I
to
know
the
what
right.
you mean. I know what you mean, and I'm talking about that too. It's like one of the only interesting things about the Golden Axe series is that it actually tried to, you know, give you some different level design as you went through. Not a whole lot, but it did.
I'm having a hard time thinking of other beat 'em ups that did stuff like that. Cause
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
I
Scott Pilgrim did.
I guess by extension, River City Ransom probably did too. Although I haven't played that. But why do we have to protect the pizza stand? Who cares?
Because pizza.
Because we're
It's
Ninja
pizza.
Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles.
And,
It's kind
you
of
know,
within our bloodline.
Yeah, and you know what? They kind of went overboard with the pizza thing in, you know, subsequent Turtles incarnations because it wasn't a really big thing in the comic.
It was a
from
bigger
what
thing in the 80s cartoon, which is really
which was way more popular than the comic.
Yeah, so it sort of became like Sonic and Chili Dogs.
Yeah, because it's not like I remember back when Sonic and the Black Knight came out, everybody was all freaking out because, oh my gosh, Sonic's eating a chili dog in this cutscene. Like they haven't bring that up since like
Sad AM is canon.
yeah, and
Oh my God, Sad AM is canon.
and now everywhere you look, there's chili dogs everywhere in Sonic shit. So, like, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, part of the reason I'm a bit lukewarm toward other Turtles incarnations is because, okay, the comic wasn't perfect. Like, I'll be the first one to admit that. It had its issues, it had its weird turns, but it somehow managed to balance being incredibly stupid intentionally with having a serious tone when it needed to.
Teenage Mutant
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I know. Like, but you know, it's okay. If I had to compare it to something, ironically, it would probably be Earthbound or the Mother series in general.
Well-
Mother 3 especially. Like, okay, it has a really weird feeling to it. Not the same kind of thing the Mother series had, but it has an obviously weird, cartoony, stupid look to it.
If Earthbound had Ninja Turtles, it'd be way more interesting.
But like, you know, it could buckle down and be serious. It didn't feel the need to constantly toss
You're
one-liners.
right, it can.
Well,
you know what? It's funny. When it comes to a comic book line that I think nails that balance between humor and seriousness is actually the Batman TMNT crossover.
Yeah.
This is where my parents
Which
died,
is its going ongoing book now. Yay!
I really liked that crossover, by the way.
I thought it was well written. I thought it nailed the Turtles, and I thought it nailed a tone that was both fun and also right along the lines of the Batman universe in the comics.
You know what I also liked about it? This is kind of a just a general problem that I have with Batman in general. Like, it's depending on the writer, sometimes Batman can do no wrong.
Oh, Batman.
But, you know, they managed to portray Batman as being incredibly badass, but not on a level that made the Ninja Turtles look like they sucked.
Yeah, that's something that I think I remember way back when I watched Linkara. Batman had a crossover with Spawn, and Spawn, they showed him getting the crap beaten out of him, like, on screen to show how cool Batman was. There was, like, a scene later where Batman was like, man, that Spawn guy, he punched me really good. Yeah, he's totally as good as me, I swear, but you don't ever see it.
My favorite part of the Batman TMNT crossover is that before Batman and the Turtles even meet up, Splinter just trails Batman back to the Batcave without being seen. He followed. I don't know if it was back to the Batcave or back to Wayne Tech or something, but he trailed Batman and found out who he was before Batman even knew he was there. And then Splinter just comes out and talks to him.
Batman, my man.
It's just it's interesting.
I'm used to animal themed people around New York.
It's just interesting thinking about Batman and the Turtles, because the original Turtles comic was a parody of kind of the really grim
Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns and Daredevil at that time as well, because the Foot Clan is a straight up parody of the Hand from Daredevil. So
yeah, and you know the Turtles' very origin is pretty similar to Daredevil's. Chemical spill.
The kid drops the Turtles because he bumps into Matt Murdock in the original comic.
Yeah, so it's, although timeline-wise that doesn't really make, no, well, never mind. I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, but so it's just kind of weird. Honestly, I think in terms of the tone of Turtles, I think the thing that matches serious and humor the best is the first TMNT movie, the live-action one, because I haven't watched a lot of the Turtle stuff. I don't have too much of an attachment to the franchise, but that's a pretty damn good movie. Like, again,
I liked that movie,
I can still
too.
go back to it.
Unfortunately, like the Batman and Superman movies, it has at least one really cringeworthy sequel.
Both sequels suck.
Yeah, but
okay, I know some people, nobody likes Turtles 3, and some people give Turtles 2 more credit than it deserves. Ninja Rap aside, that movie has nothing redeemable going for it, personally.
It was robbed at the Academy Awards.
I seem to remember really liking the first one, being able to watch and somewhat enjoy the second one, and then just dying on the inside when I saw the third one. Which matches my experiences with the Superman and Batman films, really. Although I think the second Superman film fared better for me by quite a lot than the second Turtles film.
I think a couple of people like Superman 2 more than Superman 1. Like, it's not a predominant opinion, but it's not unheard of as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Well, I can't honestly remember which of the ones I like more, because I haven't watched the classic Superman films in years and years.
I don't think I've ever watched them, honestly, so...
movie commentary. You gotta do it.
Someday.
No, if we don't do the Superman movies eventually, we're kind of frauds.
Well, it's kind of hard to go back to that Superman for me.
If we don't watch the original Superman movies, we're no better than Zack Snyder.
Is this, for me, going back to that Superman is weird on an aesthetic level, because, okay, Tim Burton's Batman at least has, the rubber sculpted muscle suit. Christopher Reeve's Superman just kind of looks like a guy in long johns. It's kind of like one notch above Adam West Batman in terms of appearance.
Well, to be fair to Adam West, at least, he was well-built, just the costume wasn't doing him any favors.
Yeah.
It still baffles me that the scene where Superman and Lois Lane are flying was supposed to be groundbreaking visual effects. Like, it's just wow.
It was 1975.
Yeah, for the time, it was groundbreaking. And then, which I think Superman 4 did the flying like so much worse.
Yeah, it did.
Like with repeated shots and whatnot, kind of like a bad anime.
Okay, Donnie, how are we supposed to disarm this bomb? Press your fingers on it really, really fast, and that should do it.
You kneel down and hold a button.
Yeah, why are we having Raph do this? That just sounds like an incredibly bad idea.
Now, you know
Raph
what?
is only pretending like he's doing something.
I'm going to
He's waiting
call
for Donnie.
bullshit in this entire
Donnie,
sequence.
what
The
are you
turtle-
doing? This is like your one job. Where are you?
I'm going to call bullshit on this entire sequence. Look at their hands. Can you see those hands doing precise bomb work with wires and shit?
Hey, listen, if Balrog in the Street Fighter cartoon can type shit with boxing gloves on,
No,
the
he
Turtles
can't.
can defuse bombs.
Dear Balrog,
No, he
how do
can't.
you type with boxing gloves on?
I call bullshit on that too. But at least he can take his boxing gloves off.
Yeah,
But he doesn't.
yeah, that's in terms of like the comics. As far as I can remember, most of Donnie's stuff is designed for 3 fingers, if I remember correctly, which is a neat detail. At least in the newer one, if I remember. I watched like a season of that and stopped for whatever reason. It was okay.
Is Donnie the tinkerer? in
Donnie does machines.
Fiends.
the- Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's Tails.
Yeah, Donnie is Tails.
Figures. I'm not sure if he ever got to that point in the comic that I read.
Again, it
I
was
only had like 3 volumes to go off of.
it's one of the things that really the 80s cartoon kind of did. It gave them very minimalistic personalities. Like Leonardo's the leader, Michelangelo's cool but rude. Donnie does machines and Mikey is a party dude. You know, they boiled their
Yeah.
personality down to a theme song, and most of those just kind of stuck.
Turtle power.
Yeah, that tends to happen in a lot of cartoons.
80s stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of 80s cartoons.
But for the better, I would say, because
Well, the original
like
Turtles were all indistinguishable from each other for a reason.
yeah. But I like the Turtles and the personalities they have, as
Yeah.
simple as they are.
The original Turtles did have slight, like subtle differences between them. It was hard to see, but they did have a consistent differences in behavior patterns when those differences
That
showed
foot
up.
soldier is literally standing on air. There, just had to point that out. It's honestly, I prefer it more in stuff after the 80s cartoon because, again, as somebody who didn't grow up watching it, it's kind of, I'm not really a fan of how simplistic they are. I prefer the added layers they add to those base personalities they add in later incarnations, like the 4-Kid show and the current show. Because they're just more interesting characters when Donnie isn't just about doing machines, you know?
Yeah.
But what about James Avery Shredder?
What?
Can I just ask,
Oh, that is actor, right? Uncle,
Yeah.
who's his face?
Uncle
from-
Phil.
Uncle Phil.
Can I just ask, how the fuck did that douchebag who died in the first issue of the comics become the main villain of every Turtles series after
Because
that?
he was the first villain in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vulture isn't a really high-profile Spider-Man villain, though. Like, Vulture's honestly pretty damn lame.
Oh man,
What's
I don't think
what-
anyone actually likes Vulture. He's just there because
That's
he's
going to change
familiar.
you. Here, mark my words, because Michael Keaton's probably playing Vulture in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, I think
It's just him in his Birdman costume.
That's all I want.
Okay, you know what? Even if that goddamn movie is the best Spider-Man movie ever made, I guarantee you it's not going to make anyone like Vulture any more than they already do.
Spectacular Spider-Man is, to me, so far the best version of Spider-Man ever created, and even that couldn't make Vulture interesting. So I don't have much hope. I don't have much hope for the character, to be honest. What's your power? I can fly.
Fly.
Oh, great! That makes you about half of New York. Then come join the club. We have jackets.
Vulture is Spider-Man's butt monkey villain, and the comics know this.
I thought that was Shocker.
No, that's just Ultimate. That's just Ultimate Spider-Man's butt monkey villain in the real Marvel Universe. Shocker actually kind of kicks some ass. I mean,
Yeah,
his costume's still stupid, but he can kick some ass.
Shocker is at least competent and has a set of powers that make him a viable threat.
Come
Vulture-
face me, Shocker! I'll follow you to the ends of the earth! Oh my god. I love this. I love that scene. It's,
Oh God.
Now this
Man.
part of the stage kind of pissed me off because there's the main obstacle here is the oncoming trains. Now, when you finish deactivating this sequence, there's going to be one on the very right. A stone warrior is going to pop up there, and it has a lot of fucking health.
Well,
Now,
it's almost like it's made of stone.
Yeah, I'm thinking no, but like
Don't.
more than the average stone warrior that you fought earlier. Memories. I'm thinking of Mirror's Edge already.
Yep.
One of the things that I thought you could do, maybe for like an achievement,
knock him into
quick kill.
Knock him into the train.
Yeah, knock him into the train tracks and let the train fucking smack him. And it can happen, but it does so little damage. It's just so unfulfilling.
Oh, the Mousers. Those bring back memories. Because, like, okay, I said Shredder died in the first issue. So, like, the story arc immediately after the Shredder introduction issue is April O'Neil's introduction, and she's working for Baxter Stockman, and that's the Mouser saga.
the Mousers are always pretty early on in whatever turtle continuity they try to do because they're recognizable and also they'll sell toys. So they
Yeah.
want to get them out there earlier.
But, like, the Mouser story in that comic was legitimately pretty great.
So,
like-
can you get a turtle to do this while you actually like do fun
Yeah.
things?
Mm-hmm.
But
He does, but the stone guy disappears as soon as I'm done. So
Like, the plot involved Baxter Stockman was robbing banks by using the Mousers to chew into bank vaults. And April O'Neil found out about it, I think. So he tried to have her killed, but she managed to escape and stumbled into the turtle's lair, I think it was. It's been so many years since I've read these comics, and I don't have the volumes anymore. I really need to buy new copies.
well, there's actually one Turtles incarnation which we've completely skipped over entirely, and that's the Michael Bay movie. Has anybody actually seen that?
no.
No.
I've seen the first movie, which I thought
Okay,
was okay.
Look, I've already seen Michael Bay completely destroy the childhood of Transformers fans. I don't want to see what
to
he
be
does
fair.
to my childhood.
To be fair, the TMNT movies were not directed by Michael Bay.
They were
It
pretty
still
good.
has his name's plastered all over.
Yeah,
so.
I know, but there's a difference when someone's producing and when someone's directing.
I know, but it's just one of those I try to avoid Michael Bay on principle.
And on,
That
and
is-
I thought
True.
the first TMNT movie was okay. It's not very good on rewatches, but I thought it was okay as a theater experience.
Well,
and
you
I
know-
legitimately did want to see the sequel because, yeah, it is nothing but slop and fan service. But you know what? If it's a good time, I'll watch it.
as
Yeah,
far
well,
as
Green
I
Arrow
can
with a
tell,
hockey stick.
TMNT got off much better than Transformers at the very least. So, you know, there's
Well,
that.
I would say so.
You know, like, half my problem with Michael Bay is his specific, like, his direction style. Like, shaky
Style?
cam, explosions. Like, fuck, just let me actually see what's going on screen. But, yeah, if he's not directing, I might give the movie a shot, the first one anyway.
So part of me telling me to just go watch the second one.
You don't want. I was about to say you don't want to see Green Arrow with a hockey stick.
You know, I remember like when I saw the trailer for the second movie. You know, it was hitting. It was checking all the boxes. You know, it wasn't doing anything amazing, but fuck me if I wasn't excited for it. You know, live action Bebop and Rocksteady, Baxter Stockman, Shredder, Dimension X. We got Krang. It was like, yeah, I think I'd want to see this movie, and I didn't.
That's actually one of the things I don't like about certain Turtles incarnations is their incessant need to cram like that many villains into a thing.
Yeah, because did Spider-Man 3 teach you people nothing? Is what
Like-
I often ask.
Okay, it's more like, okay, the 80s cartoon had this sort of Legion of Doom thing going on with Shredder and a bunch of villains, whereas the comics had each villain in its own story arc, you know, and that's where I was introduced to the Turtles. So having them all thrown into a blender was really off-putting to me when I finally watched that.
It's
I'm thinking with the kind of movie they think they can make with for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is that no one's going in for a deep Oscar-worthy performance. They just want to throw a lot of explosions and eye candy at you in your face for a little bit. I think as long as the execution's done well, I don't really mind it so much because, again, I think expectations are different when you're heading into a movie with 4 turtles and giant robots in Transformers case, you know?
It's just whether or not the action is good, I think, is the most important thing, and also whether or not you like the characters, because I haven't seen these movies, but honestly, I could not really stand the way the turtles were portrayed in the trailers. It was just like, I don't know. Something about them just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, you mean Michael Bay's incessant need to try and make everything cool and hip and...
Especially the way Mikey talked really bothered me,
Yeah.
because he's my favorite, so... Man, Rocksteady's really kicking your ass, and, you know, he's kind of a joke, so, like, I don't even know. Wait, why do you have a... Oh, that's a bomb, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you pulled out a rocket launcher earlier? Is that, like...
Yeah.
Can you do...
It's just stuff you can. It's just stuff you can pick up throughout the level.
I'm not a big fan of transitioning into an aiming mode in these types of games.
No, it's clunky as hell.
Yeah.
I think, is the damage worth it, though? Because that's usually the trade-off with this kind of thing. Like, it takes you out of your normal zone.
Most of them are usually long enough range to where you can more or less just cheap pot damage.
That's not, like, really, for me, in this kind of game, like, if you're gonna have a weapon that's that clunky to use and it takes you out of the combo experience, it better do, like, a fuckload of damage, like, you know, shooting a rocket launcher at somebody.
Dude, it had better be the frickin' cane launcher from Mass Effect 2. One-hit kill mushroom cloud.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, that weapon can kill the final boss in one hit if you manage to land a shot.
Yeah, like, it's, like, something like that should take off at least half a health bar of a boss off at one time.
I think they just thought, like, your default weapon when you go into aim mode is your shuriken, which you have infinite ammo for. And the fact that you can spam it over and over again, I think was
you
worthy
know
enough.
what other beat 'em up game has shuriken? Ninja Gaiden, the 3D games. Do you know what it does? It just throws the shuriken. You don't do the stupid aiming thing. It just throws the fucking shuriken.
Well, you can.
Well, you can do both here.
Yeah, you can do both in this game.
Now, why would you want to aim a shuriken?
Be more precise.
That's not what shuriken are used for.
Is there any reason to, like,
Yeah.
to aim at anything other than the enemies? Is there any environmental
Well,
stuff you can knock down?
there's like bombs and stuff in the way.
Switches you can activate, and accuracy. Because I think the difference between throwing a shuriken while in third-person mode and aiming...
It kind of
is that
just
you
locks
have
onto whatever's in front of you.
that too, and I think the range is longer when you're aiming.
We've got our own train to catch.
But like one of the items that you can buy from Splinter is a grappling hook, which you can use to pull enemies closer to you. But it's not like, say, like real quickly, because I know the part's already over. But like in like something like Devil May Cry, Lewis, you had a grappling hook that you can pull enemies towards you. Now, was that activated on like a click of a button? Or did you have to like press something on the D-pad and then aim it?
If you were locked onto an enemy and you hit the Devil Bringer button, you would snatch an enemy toward you or snatch yourself toward an enemy depending on how heavy they were.
Okay, it's nothing like that in this game. You have to go into like aim mode, aim the reticle at the enemy, and then throw the grappling hook.
So it's more like the grapple. It's more like the grapple lightning in Infamous 2, which was mostly a third-person shooter style of combat anyway. So it was less of a clunky transition.
Clunky
in
and
that
pace
game.
breaking. I think it's
Yeah.
what I'm going for. Yes.
Yeah.